Okay, guys, so I decided to pull out my smoker today, my stovetop smoker. This is a Cameron's. This is a Cameron's smoker. I thrifted this years ago, so I don't know too much about the back history of it, but it reminds me of those cafeteria pans from when I was in school. So it has a rack on the inside of it. I have a wooden plank in there, which I soaked my plank for maybe about 20 minutes in water. And this is the plank that I am using. So I soaked it in water for maybe about 20 minutes and I seasoned my fish. Sorry, I did not show you guys the seasoning process. I also cut off the side overhang, which is right here. I think I'm gonna do something different with this. I'm gonna cook this down and do my little sauce with it because I sometimes like to make fish and grits. So I think I'll cook this down and make a little sauce to go with it to put over my fish and grits. But this one is going to be smoked. I have been wanting smoked salmon for the longest. I haven't done it in my apartment because my smoke detector is too close to my stove. So right now, yes, you can see my Christmas tree is still happily spinning. Most likely it will still be spinning until the end of January. But I have my back door cracked, so hopefully that will help with the smoking film. And I'm hoping it won't trigger my smoke detector. So I seasoned this with my seasoning blend that I have here in the jar. This is together I have my Zataran's blackened seasoning and the Slap Your Mama mixed in here. And I also have this is just a little I just sprinkled just a little bit of the crab paw seasoning on there. I also added a few sprinkles of my sea salt, and I also have a little garlic in here, which I put the garlic back in the fridge, but I have a little garlic in there. The only other thing I may add is a few drops of liquid smoke on top, and then I'm going to just go ahead on and I have it sitting on two burners, the front and the back burner. What I'm going to do is probably turn my back burner on like 5, and the front burner, since it's bigger, I may turn it on 4. And I'm going to let this smoke for at least 30 minutes before I come back and show you guys what it's looking like. I hope the vent is not too loud and overpowering over my voice. As a matter of fact, I'll turn it down a little bit so that hopefully you can hear me better. So while my slab is currently smoking, what I'm going to do is, this was the little side piece, the little side overhang piece. I'm going to make my little breakfast nuggets with this. And how I normally do that is I do it the quick way. I cut my little nuggets up, put them in a pan, lightly season them, and put them into my air fryer to lightly cook them through. And then I will add a little flour and water to it in order to the in order to make a gravy with the juice that's forming, and just to make a nice thin gravy to go with my breakfast. So I'm going to show you that little process right now. Don't mind the pan that I'm using. I use these same little deli. They come as sometimes pre-packed deli foods, or that you can just put into the oven. And I sometimes buy these little pans from Dollar Tree, and I use them until they're ready to fall apart. So to cut up decent sized nuggets. I will cut this in half. And chop them into small pieces. The back is already seasoned because I decided to just cut the overhang off at the last minute during the cooking process. When I decided to cook the slab, I just went ahead and decided before I went any further to cut this little piece off and do something else with it. That way I can get two meal types out of one slab of fish. And this whole slab cost me $39.90, like right at $40. So it'll have, I'll say the big slab, I may be able to get 5 meals off of, 5 or 6. This one will be 2, so that's like 8 different meals, so that's not bad. So to season this, I'm just going to add just a little of this Lipton soup mix. A little of my Cajun seasoning blend. Because I do have a little seasonings on it at the back already, from the back already, so I don't want to overdo it. And then I'll add a few slivers of butter. And from here, I'm just going to go ahead on and bake it in the air fryer. And yes, I know that this is an Instapot, but my large Instapot mainly serves as my air fryer because I have a smaller one that I use for cooking because I don't really have to cook such large meals, not as large as this pot can hold. So I mainly use this one as my air fryer. So what I'm going to do is put this on bake for about 6 minutes because I don't want to over bake it. 375 is fine, and let it go. Okay, so it has been a little over 30 minutes and we are going to have our first look in on this fish. And I have it kind of on a light medium roast because I have the stove at mid-range level because I don't want to smoke it too fast. So I'm going to go ahead on and look at it and determine whether I will turn it up or down a little bit. And there is a little notch here where I can pull this lid back. And here we go. It's doing really well. And I think I'm just going to let it continue on as is for at least another hour before I look in on it again. We're going to have a look at the breakfast nuggets. And they look pretty good. Pretty well baked, and I'm going to add a little flour and water to this and let this finish. So in this little cup here, I have flour, 1 spoon of flour. I have some chili flakes in here. I added a little cayenne pepper and a little of this umami mushroom company seasoning. And I will add just a little water to this, maybe a fourth of the container of water, and I will add that to the fish. But before I do that, I will add just a small drop of honey to the fish, not too much. Just a small drizzle. And it is now ready for the flour and water mixture. And I will let that bake until the sauce thickens up. And trust me, all of these flavors working together, this is going to taste amazing. So back on with the lid we go. I will turn it on bake once more. We will go up to about 8 minutes, and I will go down maybe 10 degrees and let it go so that gravy can thicken up. Okay guys, and while it is on my mind, I was in Ross the other day and I saw this cute little 3-pack of spice seasoning. And when I'm in stores like that, one thing I always leave out with are some of the most unique spices that they have, like Ross, Marshalls, uh, TJ Maxx. That's some of the places you can find some of the most unique spices. And I always leave out with something nice to pick up. So this one is the meat seasoning spice, and it's the meat seasoning with salt and spices. Then there is the fish seasoning, and the fish seasonings has salt, onion, and spices. And then there's the vegetable seasoning, and the vegetable seasoning has the salt, garlic, and spices. So most likely with all of these, because you see the pepper is whole, it's something that I'm going to have to pour into my pestle and mortar set and crush them down. But I am excited to use these, and I picked them up for, okay, so I'll tell you the price that they were listed for. They had a sale price on them for $4.49, but I had $25 in reward credits from Ross, so I picked this up along with a few other things. I can't remember exactly everything. I picked up like 5 things. I do know that I did pick up a soup spoon set, a gold soup spoon set, because I'm trying to build up all of my gold kitchen utensils. So I want all of my utensils to be gold at some point. But I picked up a spoon set, I think a body set, and something else, maybe 2 other things. And I walked out when both of my coupons were scanned. My receipt just popped out of the register. So I walked out of the store and I didn't pay a penny for anything I picked up, because I was able to pick up everything with reward money. But this was so cute, and I just wanted to share this with you all. Okay, guys, the breakfast nuggets are done. The gravy consistency is perfect. This is what you want for a perfect comfort food style breakfast over like a bowl of grits with a lightly fried egg. This would be a perfect breakfast. So this is what I want, and when I'm ready for my grits, this is going to be delicious. And while I'm at the stove, we may as well just have one more little peek in on the salmon. Pan is getting hot and it is looking really good. So I'm going to allow this to continue smoking and getting tender and doing what it do. Okay guys, I'm not sure if you can hear those crisping sounds, but it sounds like the fish is doing pretty well. Halfway through the cooking process, I did decide to add a little butter to it, and most likely I'm going to add the rest of that butter also at some point. So it is currently 1:19, 1:20ish in the morning. I started this at, I want to say maybe 20 minutes after 11, something like that. So we are currently like 2 hours into smoking this fish, and I'm going to go ahead on and have a look at it. And it looks perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So at this point, I will go ahead and I'm going to add the rest of the butter on top. Let me grab my brush. Okay, so I will pour the rest of the butter on top and brush it in. I would have done a better job, but I'm doing this one-handed. So this fish is smoking perfectly. And I'm also going to get my barbecue sauce prepared. And if you prefer to have it without the barbecue sauce, you could just stop right here. I would say it probably needs about maybe 20 more minutes and you can stop right here. But I like to add barbecue sauce and let the barbecue sauce finish smoking on top of it the rest of the way. And I have been depriving myself of one of my favorite ways to cook salmon for, I have been in this apartment for maybe going on 3 years or so, something like that. So all that time, I have not smoked in this particular apartment because I always felt my smoke detector was too close to my kitchen stove. My door is currently closed. The door is not open anymore. And I am still smoking this fish and my smoke detector is not going off. So I've been depriving myself of this all this time for no reason at all. But I'm going to go ahead on and get the barbecue sauce prepared and get this finished up so I can show you guys the finished process. And the barbecue sauce that I will be using is this Jack Daniel's original. It's the original formula barbecue sauce with a little brown sugar mixed in with it. So I will go ahead on and get this mixed up. So I just poured some in the same cup I just had the butter in. And I actually think that this barbecue sauce is flavored just perfectly. So I won't add anything to it. I'm just going to go ahead on and add it on top of the fish, brush it on, and let it smoke in for maybe about another 30 minutes. So let's get this open again. And okay, doing this one-handed, I accidentally cut you off, but okay, so I'm just going to pour this on as best I can and try to catch it with my brush. I'm looking at the fish, not the phone, so hopefully I'm keeping you guys in good frame. So I'm gonna let that sit on top and let it work its way on down as it smokes. Just let a little of it sit right on top and it should slide its way on down on its own. Let this go for maybe about another 30 minutes. So it's 126 right now. I'll say by 150, 155, something like that, I will go ahead and turn it off. I try to rotate this, keep this high and push, but okay. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I just had to show this to you guys because I realized the last time I filmed a cooking video, I was having pizza. So again, I'm having pizza while I am cooking, and I am a pineapple girly, so I added some of these pineapple from Better Goods on top of my pizza. Now, the fun fact about these pineapples are they're supposed to be spicy. They're not as spicy as I think they could be. I think that if they would have added more of the red chilies to them, they would have really been what I was expecting them to be. They're good. They have a light spice to them. They're not like pineapples you want to eat out the jar by themselves, unless you like, it's like a little hint of spiciness. So they're pretty good. And I just love, okay, I had to go grab the other bottle I wanted to show you, but I just love these Bundaberg drinks. This one is the guava flavor. They are a slight sparkly beverage, and normally I get the ginger beer. This is the one I really fell in love with first. The ginger beer is so good, but I've never seen the other flavors in stores. So I just ordered these from my job. I work for Amazon, and I ordered these on Subscribe and Save so that I can have them coming quite often. But I just love that. So I'm about to ice that up and have it in my little holiday cup. And I'm using this cup year round. Another fun fact about this cup is, so this cup was originally, I want to say maybe $17, $16.99, $17. So I had been eyeing it at Ross, but I just was not willing to invest another nearly $20 on yet another cup. I mean, lately these cups with the Stanley Crave have been an investment. So I had been eyeing it, and then finally after the holidays, I brought it to the register, and the girl told me the girl at checkout said 740, 745 or something like that. I was like, I was overwhelmed and so happy, and I grabbed this cup. So I'm gonna go ahead on and ice up my drink and have my pizza, and when I come back we will be finishing up with the fish. Okay guys, this is it. It is 2:19 a.m. so I did let it go a little longer than I said I would let it go, because I kind of like the barbecue sauce, and hopefully it is like I like it to be stuck to it a little. It's still a little looser than I would like, but in some areas, see this edge, I like it to cook like that. So I am going to go ahead and turn it off and just let it sit and cool from here, because this is pretty much a meal prep for this week. So I won't be eating it right now, but again, this is a look at what a piece of beautifully smoked salmon looks like on I want to say this is a cedar board. Hold on. Yes, it's the cedar. I thought that's the ones I normally get. So this is a wildwood grilling Western red cedar grilling plank. And this is the beautiful result. This is also one more look at my salmon and gravy nuggets. And of course they have cooled and the oil is separated right now. But when I heat them up through the week for breakfast, they will look exactly like you saw them in the pot. This is a couple hours later, so of course they have cooled by now. But yeah, I have two different meals out of that one slab of salmon, and I am extremely happy. So I do have one more thing I want to show you guys. I am currently working on this pastry for another upcoming video. This is the Better Goods pastry, and it is in the process of rising. So it has a few more hours left in order for it to rise, and I will be able to complete the video on that one. So if you want to see that video, also just be on the lookout for that one. But with all things said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I forgot to mention to you guys that I'm going to serve this with new potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Okay, that's it. Catch you later.